So I remember Christmas last year. It didn't really feel Christmassy, coupled with the fact that we were all still restricted and we weren't allowed to do some of the things by government regulations that we would have normally done. They still advised that we shouldn't have had so many people over your house and all this type of stuff. And it really put a damper on the season. And this, outside of celebrating my birthday, because I do my birthday big sometimes, Christmas comes next. I love the season, and it was hard for me last year, but I was able to recognize that, and I strive to implement some self-care routines and some self-maintenance. I'll say I'm trying to maintain self these days, trying to live up to a certain standard that I've set for myself to ensure that I take time out to do things for me, do things that make me happy, that keep me sane, And I think it's so important that each of us take some time to do those type of stuff, to quote unquote be selfish, even though self-care isn't selfish. But society has us thinking sometimes that if we're just doing stuff for ourselves, then all we think about is ourselves. And sometimes we just need to take a breath and take a step back. And that's all self-care is. Just recognizing that, okay, I'm approaching my limit. And that's the most important part about self-care. Recognizing where your limit is. So if I know my limit is 10 kilometers, for argument's sake, I'm going to start pulling up from the time I reach 6 kilometers, because I'm not going to try to get to 10 or 9 or 8, because at that point, I'm aggravated. I'm fuming. I'm the cartoon characters with the smoke coming out of their ears and my eyes are big and bulging out. Like, we don't want to get to that point, because when we get to that point, it takes so much more for us to wind down, right? And to bring us back to that safe/sane mental space, right? So let's talk about self-maintenance. What does that look like? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. What else do people say? Joy to the world. I decorated, guys. I'm so excited. I'm really comfortable. I'm in this really soft, all white. Ooh, it's so nice. And on today, I'm not sure what day this is, but I wanted to talk about self-care during the Christmas season. Duh, because for some of us, it's super stressful. You have family coming over, you have to cook, you have to bake, you have to clean. You may not want so-and-so together because drama, or, it's just been a stressful year. You're looking back over all the days you've been through and you're like, I made it, Let's celebrate life and all that it brings. So I'm talking about self-care, because self-care is not selfish, and self-care is still very important throughout the season. And if not self-care, self-maintenance. We gotta learn how to maintain. It's like your car. I'm sorry. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell so you stay notified when we drop a new video, okay? Click that bell, because videos are coming back to 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 back. Okay? have my Tis the Teasin mug here. And yeah, let's talk about self-care and self-maintenance. You know, like your car, you have the light that comes on sometimes. It's like, check engine, or it's like washer fluid low, your tire pressure is low. You know, you have to maintain your car. And we go to the mechanic, right? Or you go to your dealer and they take care of everything for you. Okay, that's your car. All right, you have performance reviews at work, right? And ever so often they come to you and they say, this may need to be improved, or this you're doing great at, and continue on this trend. But you know, it's a checkup. You have actual checkups with your doctor. You know, you go in, your doctor says, is everything okay? Or you say to your doctor, is everything okay? Like, you got my results. Am I okay to live my life as I have been? You know, like, we get checkups for every aspect of our life. And we make sure that everything else in our life is being maintained at a certain level or at a certain degree. But you know what we forget about sometimes? We forget about ourselves. We forget about our mind and our soul. I'll say that because we'll remember our body, because our body will kick in with some pains. Our body will break out in rashes or in hives, you know? So our body kind of lets us know when something's up. But sometimes when our mind just needs a moment because it's a stressful situation, or when our soul is being tried, I don't think we fully mastered how to deal with those situations. And I say we because, again, that includes me. I haven't fully mastered this, but it's something I want to master, and it's something that I'm striving towards. Like, I now have scheduled time for self-care / self-maintenance. And I know it sounds wild, but how often do you just do something for yourself just because you like it, you've always wanted to do it, you enjoy doing it, and you don't care what anybody says? How often do you do it? You just take a moment and you're just like, forget it all. Screw it. I don't care. I am going to go to the mall and spend however much money I want because I can. Or I am going to go home and do nothing for the rest of this evening. Or tomorrow when I wake up, I'm just going to lay in bed for an extra hour or 2 or 3 because I have nothing to do. Speaking of which, I actually did that this morning. I got up. I mean, my weekend has been crazy. My Friday into Saturday was very crazy. But I woke up and I was just so be still. I was like, I'm not gonna do anything. And I actually didn't do anything. I didn't do anything too crazy. You know what I mean? I actually said, okay, I woke up, took the puppies out, brought them back, had breakfast, and went and just relaxed. Because all throughout my week, I do so many stuff, right? And I always say my weekends are for me. So if I add you in my weekend, feel special because I didn't have to, because that's my me time. You know, so what do you do for self-care during the Christmas season? What do you do? Self-care, as we all know, can be anything. It's literally anything that you like that makes you feel good. So it could be something that for others, they might say, wow, that's very time consuming, or wow, that's busy work. What do you do? Let me know in the comment section. I like dressing cute but comfy. I like decorating and doing some DIY stuff. Fun fact, this was just a basic green tree, and then I bought snow, the spray. Also this, and I sprayed it. I don't even know if you guys can actually see it. Yeah, I got all of my decorations from the dollar store. Let's go dollar store, except for my mug. That's not from the dollar store, but everything else, dollar store. And not this. This is from my grandmother. But obviously the candy cane, the snow globe, the garland and the wreath. Yep. All dollar store. But anyways, I like doing this type of stuff. I like sitting down and watching Christmas movies, and I absolutely love to watch The Sound of Music. I know every line in it, but once that 3-hour long movie is going on, say not a word to me. It's you know how people say, don't call me, don't text me, that is me. Once that movie comes on, and I watch it from the beginning. And I actually kind of hate that they play it with commercials. So I'll just watch it online or on Disney Plus. And I just have such a peaceful moment. I also like candles. And then because outside is so cold, I make inside so warm. So that includes like bubble baths and long showers, like longer showers where you come out or you're walking in, you're like, whoa. And it's hot. You know, like it's just so calming and so peaceful, and it's just super refreshing. And because I don't like to be around people, how do I say this nicely? I don't really necessarily love being around people. And this isn't like including my family. I mean, you know, some people like going shopping, going to the mall and doing all of that stuff. And that's their form of self-care. That's not it. Because I'm a social person, I don't mind being outside and around people, but I don't find things like shopping self-care. We can go tubing, tobogganing, those type of stuff. I'm not very good at skiing, but I do enjoy the experience, or snowboarding, but I enjoy it. I do have a catawampus time when I do these things because I make the best of every moment, and I just love the season. The season's just like really happy and really nice. However, as we do know, there are some people that are Grinches. And if they weren't, then we wouldn't have had a movie about it. And those people can bring you down. And this video isn't meant to be long in any way, shape, or form, because it's self-care. You can Google it. You can do whatever you want for self-care. One little like side note that I'll say, which is like on the healthier side for self-care, because us in Canada, or those of us who are in North America who do experience snow and colder weathers and all that stuff, it would be best to get some vitamin D, because we don't get a lot of vitamin D during the winter season because our sun doesn't shine as much, right? Because we have shorter days, longer nights. So when you take your vitamin D, it helps you so you don't have like vitamin D deficiency and all that stuff. And it benefits in all these other ways. I'm not Danisha, so I can't tell you. But I think she mentioned it in my other self-care video, so I will put the link on one of these sides. So just look up for it. Yeah, I actually lost my train of thought. Yeah, so there are some people who will try to mess with your attitude throughout the season, whether it's the cashier, whether it's the other person that's trying to get the last toy that you want to get for your son, daughter, grandchild, great grand, whatever the case may be, cousin, brother, sister. And you can't, or we shouldn't allow those people to upset us. So with the whole self-care and self-maintenance, we have to work on ways in which we can keep ourselves calm and our spirits at ease. We can drink some tea, because that can calm you down. or some hot chocolate. But what I like to do in this season, I woosah, because I don't believe in allowing people who don't play a significant role in my life to impact my life. Does that make sense? So if you're just a fellow person trying to buy a specific item and you step on my toe, push me over, grab the gift that I wanted to get for someone, I'm not going to be happy about it. But for my own sanity, I'm just gonna say, sir, ma'am, whatever you are, XYZ happened. Did you know? Did you recognize? But I'm not gonna allow myself to get rowdy, because at the end of the day, when my mind and my soul is riled up and this person has carried on with the rest of their day and the rest of their life, that doesn't benefit me, because my head is hot up. And then that takes away from the whole spirit of Christmas. And if you don't get it by now, I absolutely love this season. I love the Christmas carols. I love the snow. It's just all so good. It's the one time of the year where everyone should be at ease and at peace, and implement those self-care techniques and tips, and have your bubble baths, have your candles, have your tea or your hot chocolate. And those days, so for those of you who may get Christmas Eve or Boxing Day off, whatever the case may be, make those the best days. Just because, we all get the time off, so that's why I'm saying make those the best days. But if you get time off before then, enjoy it. And if you're like me, you will order all your stuff online so that you don't have to go to the mall. So no one will step on your toes, so no one will upset you, unless it's the mailman. Then in that case, what are we really gonna do? Because they know where you live. So yeah. Let me know what tips you use for self-care throughout this season. Let me know how you do self-maintenance. How do you maintain? How do you ensure that you are always at 100 or 90% or whatever it is that you have to give? I am still working on it. My goal is to be at 100% consistently, but it's hard. It is hard because sometimes you get caught up in the hustle and bustle and all the things in life that we neglect ourselves. And if you got nothing else, that's the point. We sometimes neglect ourselves, and it doesn't benefit us to neglect us, right? We can't be half full trying to help someone else. We gotta fill ourselves up before we can help someone else, right? So yeah, we want to have the best Christmas. Yeah, we want to be able to buy gifts. Yeah, we want to do all of this stuff. So I am gonna sleep outside so that I can be the first one in the store. I am gonna do all of this stuff, but how are you? How's your mind? How's your body feel about all of this? Talk to me about your soul. What are we really doing to maintain ourselves? The pandemic is not completely over, but it's not as bad as it was last year. We're not trapped inside. So we all feel a little bit better about ourselves. But how have we dealt with what we just went through? How are we dealing with what we just went through? And, what are we going to do going forward? How are we going to ensure that we have the best, the safest, the sanest Christmas ever? Implement that self-care. I'm going to say it like a southerner. Implement that self-care, baby. That wasn't it. Implement that self-care, baby. Implement that self-care, baby. Implement that self-care, baby. I'm not good at this. I don't know why I'm so persistent trying to do an accent. long and short of it all, do what makes you happy. No, seriously, that's all it is. Do what makes you feel good. Do your regular check-ins on your mind and on your body and on your soul, and say, hey, are we good? This was a stressful week, but are we good? Christmas is gonna be crazy. Everyone's coming over the house, but are we good? Okay, Christmas is over. I gotta clean up the house. Are we good? Because they left the toys over here. All the plates are over here. Are we good? Okay, check in with yourself. As much as you have to check in with your car and everything else that takes place in your life, do your check-ins. Okay? Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I really hope you like this video. Click the bell so you stay notified when we drop a new video. Okay? This is like super cute.